So I'm Alex Matthews and I'm a teacher here at Goldstone Primary School in Hove. We got involved with Pupils Profit 3 years ago regarding the eco shop, and it was something that as a school we were really passionate about, maintaining our green flag and also taking care of our environment. We've got a really dedicated staff here who are interested in the well-being of our environment, and we just really decided that we wanted to take it to the next level and become more proactive in how we respond to climate change. And a great opportunity came forward with Pupils Profit. So we advertised our first sort of employment recruitment business side of it, and that went really, really well. We had lots of children sign up, and what was really lovely was the diversity within the group signing up. So we made a point of trying to be really inclusive of children who are pupil premium, children who are on the SEN register, because these are the children that really will build skills and get value from this and confidence and grow from this experience. And ever since then, that's a policy that I've tried to really enact every year when we recruit, is making sure that everybody gets a chance to be part of the shop. So that's why the team this year has grown to a team of 30. As for why I decided to get involved with the Eco Shop, I just felt it was a wonderful opportunity for children to grow academically, but also for us as a school to model being proactive about climate change and to model that you can have an impact even if you're just one person.
Yeah, brilliant. I think I'm supposed to ask how it is working with Pupils Profit. How have you found working with Pupils Profit?
What are the practicalities as well? So what is it? How does the relationship work? What do you receive? What kind of
Pupils Profit gave us our £150 startup along with our initial tester bottles, which allowed us to smell, sense and decide what worked best for us. Lizzie Gimlet from Pupils Profit has been an absolute godsend every single time we've run a shop. Anytime there's a snafu with delivery or we've needed advice, she's always been at the other end of an email or a telephone conversation or a WhatsApp group, which has just been so helpful for getting us started. In terms of practicalities of running it, it is busy and it does take a little bit of time, but it's so worth it when you see the pride that the children take in putting together their first shop and the absolute buzz they get when they realise they've made a profit. And also their tenacity that comes out when they think they're not going to make a profit. You know, so all of a sudden they're spurred to a new level of dedication and commitment to the team. They're coming back to me every lunchtime with ideas and plans and thoughts, and that's just really lovely to see as well. In terms of running the shop on a monthly basis, we try to run it. We started initially running it at the end of the month, and we found that actually we did a parent survey at the end of the first year, and a lot of the parents and families and carers said that it was too much financial pressure at the end of the month when things were already tight and you're working to a budget. So we moved it to we listened to our response, to that response, and we moved it to the start of the month. What became a real game changer in terms of workload and management for the shop, and also definitely improved child engagement, made it accessible for our SEN students, was the start of the Eco Refill shop platform, which they can access on the school iPads really easily. They've all got their own logins, so they feel very fancy with that. And it's really allowed them to take ownership of the stock take. So yes, I still have to be there to support them and make sure they're nice and safe and make sure they're not having any trouble with any of the products and support them with the measurement side of it. But it means that actually they now pretty much run the stock take themselves. They come to me to get their order approved. So that goes, and again, that goes through the platform as well. So it's not like they can accidentally order things or over order things and spend money that we don't have. But yeah, it's been really good, really brilliant to see the confidence they get from that, knowing that they are ordering from the school budget as such, or from the eco squeaky green budget. Gives them a huge boost of confidence and assurance that this is actually something we value. We're trusting them with a really important job here, and they gain so much value from that in itself. From that, once we've made our stock, once we've done our stock take and then our stock order as a consequence of the stock take, it then goes down to advertising. We have posters up around the school, so we have permanent posters that are up, and then when we have new stock or new products arrive, we build new posters to go with them. We still have an advert that the children from last year videoed when we first got the mango and pineapple and dried fruit in from Wallaroo, and they absolutely love that, so we still recycle that every term, and that gets shown in assemblies to Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2 as a boost to advertisement. This year the entrepreneurial skills have really taken off within the team. So we've had the Bottle Bros develop, which is where they use the milk bottles from the school, take them, wash them out, refill them with soap and products and decorate the outside. They've created their own little holiday bundles with shampoo, conditioner and body wash, which have gone down really well. And it's also encouraged them to start thinking about how they can target and work with their customers. So assessing that their customer needs were actually first thing in the morning when there are less small children about works really well for our customers. So we've run a few shops at parent special events. So for example, family reading, we'll be there with a bunch of bottles ready to go, and parents can just pick them up as they come in and out, which has been really helpful for the team and also really helpful for serving our community better as well.
Have you noticed any difference in their academic attainment through the refill shop?
Yeah, I'd have said academic attainment, definitely maths gets a big boost, and it gives a real life aspect to maths as well. So the idea that measurement does have a purpose, addition, calculus, general calculation does have a purpose, multiplication comes into it as well, division when you're trying to work out how you can get 500,000 millilitres of liquid into so many bottles and bottles of different sizes, so capacity again, which is great because that's not something that often gets covered in Key Stage 2 maths. It's often, that's something that comes earlier on and then gets left until it's SATs, and then you have to really quickly revise it. But also it's the emotional side of it as well, and it's the personal side of it, the empowerment that the students get from being part of something bigger than just ordinary everyday school life, the self-confidence that develops. We've interviewed children have been interviewed today that previously probably wouldn't have necessarily talked to myself even, let alone strangers in a room. So it's just fantastic to see that growth in them, the pride they take in running a shop and feeling the self-confidence and the bloom from just being involved in a school community and working with families and carers. And it's lovely as well, we're now getting real regular customers who come back and see us. We've got a few parents who actually have, their children have now left the school, but they still come back to our Squeaky Green, which has just been so lovely and really meaningful for the pupils involved in Squeaky Green as well, realising that actually people really do value what you do. They're making time out of their day to come back even though their children aren't here anymore. And that's such a wonderful legacy for them to leave behind.
How engaged have your senior leadership team been in your refill shop?
They are, our senior leadership team here at Goldstone are phenomenal, right from my own head of year group who comes out to support us with packing up and getting ready and making sure that we're allotted time to get ourselves set up and encouraging us to keep going, all the way to our head teacher and our deputy head and our head of Senko, who all come and purchase from the shop as often as they can, come out to cheer the students on. They also make a point of sharing it in the School Gazette and the school weekly newsletter as well. Our office admin team who also come to make purchases, but also make sure that parents are regularly notified and updated, and they prompt people at the office when they come to the hatch to just keep reminding people that we're here and we're important and it's really worth taking part in. Miss Gibbs and Mr Henderson have been brilliant, and that's both Miss Gibbs's, and Mrs Claire Winter as well has been invaluable support to us this year.
What are your future plans for next year?
So for next year, it will depend a little bit on the cohort, so depending on who applies and how many students we have. Judging by the last few years, I think we're going to have a really sizable number of students applying, which is really good to see. So what we've done this year is we've tried to rotate through and make sure all students get an opportunity to be part of the shop, which is why the team has grown to 30 this year rather than the standard 20. In terms of growth entrepreneurially next year, I definitely would love to see the Bottle Bros continuing on, because I think that's a really good way to reuse the school plastic bottles. I think another video advert is definitely due. We've had the last one for over a year now, so it'd be really nice to renew that. And I guess also to encourage the kids to think about expanding their product line. And we know that the eco sponges are now coming out through Pupil Profit, and whether that's something we're going to move into next, we'll have to wait and see in September.
Brilliant. And what about, have you thought about going into local churches or community centres?
We've done some outreach with Brighton and Hove City Council. The Our City, Our World side of it with the Brighton and Hove City Council is still going strong and still working hard in our local communities and in our local schools. So we've done a little bit of work with them. We'd love to go to Hove Town Hall at some point to run a little shop there. And we're in communication with a few local business and industries where we might be able to set up a pop-up shop outside somebody else's storefront, which would be really exciting for the children. But logistically, we'll definitely need to think that through carefully.
So Alex, you've got a story of a student that has gone off and kind of off their own back done their own bit of activism.
Yeah, so one of our first students from our very first shop 3 years ago, when Lizzie first got us started with the Eco Refill shop, she was out in nature with her family and her friend. They were walking through a local area, the Benfield Valley area, which is being planned for housing development, quite extensive housing development. And when she overheard that this was their plan, she decided to, with her friend, take it off their own back to set up a petition to try and put a stop to it, recognising that the benefit of that environment for not only the wildlife and all the creatures living there and all the creatures that may live there, but also the local people's mental health and well-being. that the environment has a big impact on not just animals and other living things, but us too. And they came back in school to just share it with me and let me know that they were taking action in their local community. And I thought that was really good to see. The first time I'd really seen pupils taking something that we'd been doing with them in school and running with it. And it was great to see pupils becoming activists and not just passive participants.
That sounds very good. Yeah, thank you so much.